thanks for stopping by. I'm making a pocket letter as my final project for the 60 Days of Diamond Dies, where I'm acting as guest DT. I'm making an embellishment here using these stitch circle dies, which I just love. I've cut out the middle glitter piece with the smallest die, and I'm using the second smallest die now as a guide to cut around it to make the embellishment small enough to fit in the pocket and tidy it up. So now I'm actually making another embellishment, layering the Monarch butterfly die together, a piece of vellum on top with a gold foiled pink butterfly underneath. And I'm using my tiny attacher here to attach the butterfly on top of the crepe paper rosette that I made. It's very pretty. Love the vellum. So next, I am trimming out a cut apart from the Die Cuts with a View Happy Days collection that I'm using, and I'm actually just going to put some ribbon through the top of that one. I'm thinking about maybe putting an acetate card in the back and wrapping some washi around that one, but I just thought the wood grain was really pretty and the sentiment was nice, so it's versatile, and whoever I send it to I'm sure will like that one. Next, I am, that's right, putting together a tassel embellishment. So I've got a gold bulldog clip and I've got a gold tassel, and I just want to clip that to the top of the pocket letter. I thought that if I fold it up for postage, it'll just keep it all closed and protected and nice and neat. Stop anything from getting ruined in the post. And I thought it was cute. So I'm just getting that one ready. It's a bit fiddly and I had to use my pokey tool to get the thin thread through. So now I'm looking at the other cards that I need to embellish, and I've got, oh, love these gorgeous bow builder cutouts. These are the two smallest. There's another one, but it's too big to fit in the pocket. So I'm just looking at where I want to put my embellishments so that placement balances. A bow in the top right pocket, a bow in the bottom left pocket, just to make sure that things are even and the colours are spaced out nicely. I'm just using my Scotch quick dry tacky glue to glue the vellum envelope together. I love this envelope, it's super cute. I love the detail on the flap of it, and it's got a separate die that cuts out that little insert that goes inside, which is awesome. You don't even have to think or measure, you just pop it through your die cut machine and voila, there it is. So I'm just gluing that together, holding it for a moment so it adheres properly, and the little dip on the flap of the envelope was just crying out for a gold heart, so I stuck a punched out gold glitter heart on there just to finish it off, and I can put something on there like the date, maybe my YouTube username, details like that, so that the recipient can find me and know when it was created. But I just love that die. I've wanted one for so long and they're very hard to find, so I highly recommend that envelope die. It's one of my new favorites. Really super cute. So that'll fill up the card with the bow very nicely. So next, what I'm doing is using that Scotch quick dry glue again and just spreading it out thinly with my fingers on this beautiful fern die, just to add some detail and colour to that middle card on the right there. I love that die. I don't have anything like it. It's really unusual. It's beautiful. It's very delicate as well. And then I'm adding the dogwood flower. I've got a separate video on how I actually created and shaped that flower if you'd like to have a look. And I think it just goes really nicely with that leaf and the colours match perfectly. I cut the dogwood flowers out of the same collection. And I think I actually moved those cards around a little bit, but I've used a gold DIY shop word happy on that card as well, just to fill the white space up in the top. It's really pretty. I love anything gold, and it goes with the collection quite well with the gold foil, so I thought it was perfect. So I'm just looking at where I've got things placed and what colours I've got, what cards I need to fill up and what embellishments I've got left. So I was thinking about using that flower because I made two of them, but it wasn't going to work. So I am going to use a second butterfly, however, and I've stapled them together, same as the other one with the vellum on top of the gold foiled pink. What I should have done, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing, is staple that staple the whole embellishment together in one hit. This glue didn't actually adhere it very well, and I had to move to hot glue because of the texture of the glitter. This is my awesome Bosch glue pen. My husband bought it at our local Bunnings, which is our hardware store. It's got a rechargeable cord and I just love it. It's got a very thin tip, and it doesn't have as many problems with the strings as you get with other glues. So now I'm just using one of the beautiful flourish dies. I love that they've got the little flowers on the end. It's quite versatile, this one, because you can actually cut it up into a couple of pieces and use a smaller piece if you like. But I thought it just added a really nice detail behind that circle embellishment coming up from the bottom, and I've just trimmed off the extra here that's hanging over the edge so it fits nicely in the sleeve. And I also think that the white space or gold space around the bottom of that butterfly just needs filling up somewhat. So I'm just going to have a look through my stash and find out what I've got that will fill that spot nicely without taking any of the focus away from that absolutely stunning die. I love the diamond dies. They're so beautiful and they cut so well. You don't need any shims or anything like that. I just run it through my Big Shot with my magnetic platform, the 2 plates, and they just come out perfectly every time. Even that super detailed butterfly, I haven't had to use my precision base plate or anything. It's just fabulous. I can't tell you enough how much I love these dies. They're beautiful. So I just stick an enamel dot and a teeny weeny resin flower on that embellishment cluster to finish it off. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I love the greys in the corners. I didn't actually plan it that way. I just cut up paper from the pieces already cut up, but I think it turned out quite well. And I love the gold accents through it. I mean, how can you not love gold? Just to point out as well, in the very middle of the pocket letter, there's a shaker pocket. I also have a separate video on how I created that shaker pocket. And underneath the shaker pocket, there's a little eeny weeny mini book, which I created to write a bit of a letter, some personal details, things like that in. And I also have a separate video on how I created that using the square stitch nesting dies from Diemond Dies as well, if you're interested. I'm just trying to be careful and put the card in its pocket there without moving any of the embellishments I just glued down. Okay, so I'm just going, okay, well, what cards are left? What am I going to do next? I'm looking around to just sort of get some inspiration in terms of what I'm going to put on those cards. Makes it go a lot quicker if you've got your die cuts done. So on that middle right hand pocket, I was kind of looking at, do I use the other flower? But I had a flower already underneath it and I wasn't sure what I wanted to put there. So I thought, no, I won't do that. And I wanted something fairly flat. It wasn't going to bulk up the letter too much because it's got to go through the post. So I just grabbed some of that same gold stripy paper that I used in the mini book in the bottom middle row. And I'm actually going to use that as well as some pink polka dot paper, which is what I cut the dogwood flowers out of. So I'm not introducing too many new elements here. And this is the only set of Diemond Dies I own that I hadn't used so far. So I thought, I'll create some banners. So it just made it really super quick and easy. I cut up some strips, popped them on the Big Shot together, rolled them through, and I've got the perfect banners without having to worry about cutting the tails even or anything like that. So I'm just going to, right now I'm rolling them through the machine. I'm going to stick them up on the top left to create a really simple, quick embellishment cluster just to fill up some of that white space. So first I'm going to put down another one of the flourishes, but this time I'm going to have it coming down from the top rather than up from the bottom. So it actually looks quite different on the card. It doesn't look the same as the one on the bottom left at all. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. So again, a really thin layer of glue. Really all you need to put it on is the ends and the joins. You don't need to cover the entire back and get your fingers all dirty. I do have a number of fine line bottles that are filled with various glues, but the scotch was right in front of me and it was easy, so I just stuck it down using that. So next what I'm doing is just placing the banners up on the top left corner here, just again using the same glue, layering the smaller one slightly offset on top. And just to bring it all together and ground them, I'm putting a gold glitter heart in the middle, again introducing that same element and more of the glitter onto that page because I've already got the foil in the paper. So I'm just going to stick that on right in the middle of the join there. And to finish it off, an enamel dot. A bit more pink I thought would make it pop. So I stuck that on there. Something satisfying about using up a sheet of enamel dots. And then I thought, oh, I'm done, but the bottom right hand corner just seemed to be empty. I just felt it needed a little something extra there. I was struggling every time I pulled that in and out of the sleeve. The banner tails kept getting stuck because I didn't stick them down properly. So I have to remember that for next time. So I just stuck a little white heart on that card to finish it off. And now I'm just putting a beautiful strip of washi tape along the edge, the binding edge there, and I do that front and back, trim it up with scissors and just run it through my paper trimmer just to tidy up any bits that weren't aligned properly. So here I'm just adding a wood veneer hello to the top card. Really is almost a title card. Just be careful when you're adding the glue not to put too much on there, otherwise it'll all squish out the sides, which we don't like. And this is the point where I decided I needed another wood element. So I've got wood up the top, wood on the two side middle cards, that ties into a nice visual triangle. And I also thought the wood was good because there's a lot of wood grain in the actual paper itself, so although I was adding a dimensional embellishment, it still tied into what was already in the paper. So you can see I didn't video it, but I've just put some pink seam binding ribbon in a bow on the top of the tag. I punched the hole out there, and now I'm just adding a final wood veneer heart. They've got the white on the top. I love how shabby chic they are. They're very feminine, they're beautiful, just to that tag, so it balances out with the wood veneer on the right. So I'm just putting very gently the cards back in their sleeves. Again, struggle a bit with that banner. So I wanted to make sure that wood veneer hello was actually dry and on there properly before I was messing with it. Didn't want to rip the paper or anything like that. So I got this beautiful trim for my beautiful friend Jodie in the US from Michaels. So I'm just sticking that on there. And although the card next to it on the right has the trim, it's at different heights and the background papers are different, so I wasn't too worried about it being right next to each other. And again, I'm just adding some enamel dots. And the same thing happened as what happened with the card on the middle right. I put it in the protector and thought, oh gee, it doesn't seem finished. There's that white space down on the bottom that was bothering me, and I think because I had that enamel dot on the left and the other card had the flourish coming down on the left, so I wanted to add another element but not something too bulky or difficult. So I just decided to do some simple washi layering. So I just cut some more of that same washi, and again to tie it into what was on the side of the protector. So I just cut it at an angle, wrapped it around the back, and now I'm cutting another layer of a thinner washi which is just gold to layer on the top. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think I'll be doing more of that. I don't think I've ever used up a roll of washi in my life, so must use more of it. So that's going on there now. So pretty. I do love gold. Gold and pink and grey and mint green. They're beautiful. They're all my colours. It's amazing how many things you find that match when you go through your stash. So that card is finally done. So that's going in there. I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is my very first ever pocket letter. Don't know who I'm going to send it to yet, but I like the details. It was made really easy to create by all the beautiful elements I was able to create with my diamond dies. Love the shaker pocket. I thought that was cool. And again, you can check out the video on that and the video on the flowers and the video on the mini book if you would like to see how some of these elements were created. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll talk to you soon.